Hey, 7th grade. Mr. Hildebrand here. I am posting this lesson. This lesson is for September 1st, Tuesday, September 1st. And this is our second week of school, and we are getting ready for our big test on Friday. So hopefully this helps you out while you're studying, filling out those study guides. A couple quick reminders from today's lesson. The first one is if you go to the school district homepage, you can hit the hack button, and then once you sign in, you can click on classes and it will show you all of your assignments and anything that you're missing. Excuse the bell. And if there's anything that's in there as a 0, that means you haven't given it to me yet. So if you're having trouble finding the work, email me. I can help you find it. But if you go to last week's assignments page, you should be able to find everything. So if you go into Canvas, go to week 1, which was 824 to 828, and then you go to the assignments from that week, you should be able to find all the links to everything and a little checklist at the bottom of the page. But you can also use your hack, your grades, as a checklist here. Okay? Today, how we start off with is I did play the really corny Grape song to get stuck in your head again. It's going to help you for the test. So feel free to listen to that or sing it along so that you can study for your tests and what the grapes stand for. Then we worked our way through the Nearpod a little bit more. Just kind of working through politics was the first one. So that's the P, political structure, politics. That's asking questions like who's the ruler, who makes the laws, how are our decisions made, is it one person, is it a lot of people, what's their form of government called, were there any famous rulers from that civilization. So that's the politics. We kind of used ancient Egypt as an example here. In ancient Egypt, they had one leader, a king or queen called a pharaoh. Not only did they make the laws, but they also were the religious and the military leaders as well. You may have heard of mummies before from movies or TV. Well, I put a video here that you can watch to help you study that talks about mummies and how they would often mummify their leaders or important people or rich people in ancient Egypt. So the pharaohs would get mummified. We also talked about economy. So economy refers to the money. Okay, refers to the money. So how does the civilization make money? Do they trade with other people? Do they share with each other? Is it every person kind of for themselves? Do the people have to pay taxes? What kind of things do they make or produce? And then what kind of jobs do they have? So we talked about ancient Egypt, and we talked about the economy and how a lot of people were farmers in ancient Egypt. A lot of people were soldiers as well. They had a very big army, professional army. They also had religious leaders like priests, people who would write for a living called scribes. And they did do a lot of trading with other places. Okay? We also watched this very corny Grapes of Ancient Egypt song. So feel free to watch that. That'll help you study for the test. And then we talked about social structure. So social structure asks the question, well, how do people interact with each other? Are there social classes? Are some people considered more important than others? Is everybody considered equal? Are men and women, do they have the same roles, different roles? Are they considered equal? And what does the society value? In ancient Egypt, we talked about the pharaoh was at the top, the most important, most powerful. Then their government officials, so the people who helped the pharaoh. Then the religious leaders, the priests. Then the scribes, the people who could write. Then you had like craftsmen or artisans, people who made things for a living. And then down here you kind of have your peasants, which are often doing the farming, or maybe they're in the military. And then actually another one that we could add down here is Egypt did have slaves as well. We talked a little bit about slaves in ancient Egypt. Oftentimes in ancient times, slavery isn't necessarily a racial thing. Slavery in ancient times, like ancient Egypt, ancient Rome, ancient Greece, the first way someone could become a slave is money. So if you were from a poor family and you got into debt, a lot of times you could be sold into slavery to pay that debt. So it wasn't necessarily based on your race, but based on your money, okay, how much money you had. And another way was if you were in the army and you got captured, like the enemy captured you, they could make you a slave. And that's often how Egypt got its slaves. All right, moving through the lesson. We did have a short video on the social structure of ancient Egypt, so that's going to help you as well. And that kind of got us to the end of our Nearpod. Okay. Now, folks, I did want to show you one more thing that's going to kind of help you get ready for the test that is on Friday. Actually, a couple things. Tomorrow we're going to be reviewing the grapes. Okay, we're going to do some grapes of me stuff, so we're going to relate it to our own life. We're going to do grapes of the United States stuff, related to the country we live in. On Thursday, we're going to do a Kahoot, and I'll show you the link right now of the Kahoot, so you can kind of study on your own. It has some practice questions. I'm also going to show you the study guide with some practice questions that you can use, and then I'll show you the link for the test, which I'll email out as well. But if you go to World History, and you go down to Modules, and you scroll down, this is the Week 2 page. This is everything that's new this week. Down here, this is everything from the first week. So if you're missing any work from the first week, you can always go down here to the lessons that I posted, the videos. Or if you're missing work, you can always go down here to the assignments. Okay, and all the links for the assignments are right there. But if you're worried, if you've got all your assignments done and you're just worried about studying for the test, what you can do is go to Lesson Notes and Links. And I've got some lessons from this week posted. I've got a link to the Nearpod, and I'm going to put another Nearpod link up there that you can study with. I also have the study guide with practice questions. I have a link to a Kahoot that you can use to study. And then I'm going to post, eventually on Friday, I'll post the test link here. I'll email the test link to everybody. And then actually if I back up here and go down to the assignments page, the test link will also be at the bottom. Okay, so lots of different places for you to find it. Obviously, if you have issues with tech at home, like don't have a device, or Wi-Fi is being weird, or you're just old school and you like the paper copy, talk to me. Whatever day is your last day at school this week, the last day you're going to see me in person, talk to me so I can get you a paper copy. That way, you can take that home and work on it that way. If anybody has any questions, needs anything, feel free to shoot me an email. All right, folks, have a good one.